So, hello everyone. I welcome you back to this day 5 free live classes on APSC CCE Prelims. Today, we will go in solving some of the questions associated with environment. Okay, it is basically some of the very static parts which will be covered today. So, we'll try to solve as many number of questions that has come in the recent past. Okay, so let's start the session and hope you all cooperate by giving with some of the answers. So let's start. The first question is in the screen before you. Which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? Ecosystem का सबसे बढ़िया term कौन सा है? Number A, community of organisms interacting with one another. That part of the earth which is inhabited by living organisms. Community of organisms together with the environment in which they live. Flora and fauna of a geographical area. So, which explains the best, which has come in 2015? Can anyone come up with the answer? Which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? Community of organisms interacting with one another, that part of the earth which is inhabited by living organisms, community of organisms together with the environment, and the flora and fauna of a geographical area. Shreya, Hemanta, okay. C and B, okay. So here the correct option is C. That is, a community of organisms together with the environment in which they live is the correct explanation of the term ecosystem. Okay, so we have this in definitions of all environment and its respective elements, be it biotic, be it abiotics. Okay, so you could see all these ones. So you could study it later when you get the PDF. Now, coming to the next question. So we have got a wider definitions over here. Okay, everything is clearly defined over here. Okay, which one of the following terms describe not only the physical space occupied by an organism but also its functional role in the community of organisms? Ecotone, ecological niche, habitat, and home range. So, which one of the following terms describe not only the physical space occupied by the organism but also its functional role? Okay, so here, yes, the correct option is ecological niche. Okay, so you have got this definition of habitat over here. Okay, definition of home range over here. Okay, so ecological niche is also referred over here, which refers to the unique functional role and position of species in its habitat or ecosystem. Okay, coming to the next question. The Millennium Ecosystem Assessment describes the following major categories of ecosystem: services, provisioning, supporting, regulating, preserving, and cultural. Which one of the following is supporting service? Production of food and water, control of climate and disease, nutrient cycling and crop pollination, maintenance of diversity. So here the correct option is being C, that is nutrient cycling and crop pollination. Okay, next. Question number 4. Which biological communities? Some species are important in determining the ability of a larger number of other species to persist in the community. So, such species are called what? You can choose amongst the following options: keystone, allopatric, sympatric, and threatened species. So, anyone with the correct option of question number 4? Within biological communities, some species are important determining the ability of large number of other species to persist in the community. Such species are called as keystone species, allopatric, sympatric, and threatened species. 4A. Okay, absolutely correct. It's the keystone species. Okay, so that's the thing. Coming up to the next one. So, what's a keystone species? It's a species that plays an essential role in the structure, functioning, or productivity of an habitat or ecosystem at a defined level. It may be an habitat, it may be a soil, it may be seed dispersal. Okay, Next, which one of the following is the correct sequence of ecosystem in the order of decreasing productivity? Okay, which one of the following is the correct system of ecosystem in order of decreasing productivity? Ocean, lakes, grasslands, and mangroves. Mangroves, ocean, grasslands, lakes. Mangroves, grasslands, lakes, and oceans. And lastly, one more: oceans, mangroves, lakes, and grasslands. OMLG. OMLG is the last option. That is the ocean, mangroves, lakes, and grasses. So here it has been asked about the decreasing in productivity. So question number 5, correct option give us. Question number 5, correct option give us. Correct sequence of ecosystem in order of decreasing productivity. Ocean, lakes, grasslands, mangroves, A, B, C, or D. That says about these what? Ocean, mangroves, lakes, and grasslands. 5B. Okay. So the correct option is C. That is mangroves, grasslands, lakes, and oceans. Okay. Coming to the next question. Among living organisms, which one of the following is the most responsible factor for bringing about the origin of new species? Among living organisms, which one of the following is the most responsible factor for bringing out the origin of new species? Anyone can be coming with the right answer. Among living organisms, which one of the following is the most responsible factor for bringing about the origin of new species? So you have the options like isolation, mutation, natural selection, and sexual reproduction. Anyone with the correct option? Who is responsible for bringing about the origin of new species? Isolation, mutation, natural selection, and sexual reproduction. So here it is natural selection, which says about the most responsible factor for bringing out the origin of new species. Okay. Now, okay. With reference to food chains and ecosystem, consider the following statements. A food chain illustrates the order in which a chain of organisms feed upon each other. Food chains are found within the population of species. A food chain can illustrate the number of each organisms which are eaten by others. So which of the above statements is or are correct? One only, one and two only, one, two and three, and none of the above. Anyone with the correct answer of question number 1? With reference to food chains, consider the following statements. So you can study it and then you can attempt any one of the correct options given below. A, 1 only, B, 1 and 2, C, 1 and 2 and 3, and D, none of the above. Anyone with the correct answer? Question number 1. With reference to food chains and ecosystem. Okay, cool. So here the correct answer is A. That is, a food chain illustrates the order in which the chain of organisms feed upon each other. Okay, so here the correct option is D. A, sorry. Then, coming to question number 2, with reference to food chains and ecosystem, which of the following kinds of organisms is or are known as decomposer organism or organisms? Virus, fungi, and bacteria. So here the correct option being 1 only. Then we have got other options like 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2, and 3. That is all of the above. Okay, so you have got these options being 2 and 3, 1 and 3, and all of the above. Okay, so this is D, this is C, this is B. So you can read the question and then you can attempt. With reference to food chain in ecosystem, which of the following kinds of organisms are known as decomposer organisms or organisms? Anyone with the correct answer? Question number 2. Question number 2, correct answer givers. With reference to food chains in ecosystem, which of the following kinds of organism is or are known as decomposer organism or organisms? Virus, fungi, bacteria. Anyone with the correct answer? No one? Okay. So here the correct answer is B. That is 2 and 3. That is fungi and bacteria. Okay, not virus. Next, which one of the following is correct sequence of food chain? Diatoms, crustaceans, herrings. Crustaceans, diatoms, herrings. Diatoms, herrings, crustaceans, and crustaceans, herring, diatoms. So here the correct answer is A. That is diatoms, crustaceans, and herrings. Okay. So in this aquatic food shape, you could see about this proportions of diatoms, okay, which are basically unicellular algae. Okay. So you could study it later about what says about this explanation. Coming to the next question, a pesticide which is chlorinated hydrocarbon is sprayed on a food crop. The food chain is food crop, rat, snake, and hawk. In this food chain, the highest concentration of pesticide would accumulate in which one of the following? Food crop, rat, snake, and hawk. Anyone with the correct option? Study the question carefully. It says about a pesticide which is chlorinated hydrocarbon is sprayed on a food crop. So the food chain is this: food crop, rat, snake, and hawk. So in this food chain, the highest concentration of the pesticide would accumulate in which one of the following? Okay, D, hawk. Okay, any other options? Any other correct answers? D, okay, hawk. Fine. The answer to the question is D, that is hawk. So here the accumulation of pesticide will be much more. Okay. Next, so you could see this type of bioaccumulation directly occurs. Okay, and this is basically highest in the respective hawk. Now, what would happen if phytoplankton of an ocean is completely destroyed for some reason? What would happen if phytoplankton of an ocean is completely destroyed for a reason? So the ocean as a carbon sink would be adversely affected. The food chains in the ocean would be adversely affected. The density of ocean water would be drastically decreasing. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. So you have got 1 and 2, 2 only, 3 only, and lastly all of the above. Anyone with the correct answer of question number 5? 5B. Okay. 2 only. Fine. Any other? Okay. So here B. Okay. So here the correct option is A, that is 1 and 2 only. Therefore, the ocean as a carbon sink would be adversely affected and the food chain in the ocean would be adversely affected. So the density has got no relation with respective to this phytoplanktons. Okay. So therefore, here the answer to the question is 1 and 2 only. Coming to the next question, which one of the following organisms is likely to show the highest concentration of DDT once it has been introduced in the ecosystem? Grasshopper, toad, snake, and lastly cattle. Okay, so you can study this question again. So C is snake and D is cattle. You can choose the option from this. Anyone with the correct option of question number 6? Question number 6. Which of the following organisms is likely to show the highest concentration of DDT once it has been introduced into the ecosystem? Okay, fine. Okay, snake, C. Okay, B, toad. Okay, so see, here the correct answer to this option is snake. Okay, that is, in this respective organisms which is likely to show the highest concentration of DDT is basically snake. Okay, because we could see that if it would have been this one, that is hawk, okay, or eagle, okay, then it would have been hawk or eagle. But here, since cattle does not consume snakes, so therefore snakes would have the highest concentration of DDT. Okay, fine. Coming to the next question, in basics, concepts and terminologies, consider the following: photosynthesis, respiration, decay of organic matter, and volcanic action. Which of the above add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on Earth? Okay. Photosynthesis, respiration, decay of organic matter, volcanic action. So, which of the above add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on Earth? 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 2, 3 and 4, and lastly 1 and 4. Okay. So, here basically just consider it to be all and of the above. Sorry, you have already showed the answer. So it is 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so here we could see that photosynthesis does not have got any rule. Okay, like when I'm saying about adding carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on Earth. Okay, so therefore respiration, decay of organic matter, and volcanic action directly relates to add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on Earth. Okay, next, which one of the following adds nitrogen to the soil? You have been given three options: excretion of urea by animals, burning of coal by man, death of vegetation. So, which one of the answers is basically correct over here? Excretion of urea by animals, burning of coal by man, and death of vegetation. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 only, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so here 2 and 3 is B, 1 and 3 is C, and 1, 2 and 3 is the last option. So which of the following adds nitrogen to the soil? Anyone with the correct answer of question number 2? Okay, C. Question number 2, anyone with the correct answer? Okay, so here the correct answer is D, that is all the options are correct. So everyone directly adds nitrogen to the respective soil, be it the excretion of urea by animals, be it the burning of coal by man, and be it the death of vegetation. Okay, coming to the next question. So we have got a broad explanation over here. Okay, so coming to the next question. In the grasslands, trees do not replace the grasses as a part of an ecological succession because of insects and fungi, limited supply and paucity of nutrients, water limits and fire, and none of the above. Question number 3, anyone with the correct option? Question number 3, anyone with the correct option with respective to grasslands, trees do not replace the grasses as a part of an ecological succession. Okay, so here The correct option is C, that is water limits and fire. Okay, so here the correct option being option C. Okay, next, lichens which are capable of initiating ecological succession even on a bare rock are actually a symbiotic association of which amongst the following? Algae and bacteria, algae and fungi, bacteria and fungi and mosses. So lichens which are capable of initiating ecological succession even on a bare rock are actually a symbiotic association with which of the following options? So here, anyone with the correct options over here? So you could see the correct option being algae and fungi. Okay, so they are actually in a symbiotic association, okay, which is directly going ahead with the lichens. So here the correct option being B. Okay, coming to question number 5, which one of the following is useful functional association between fungi and the roots of higher plants? Biofertilizer, coralloid root, lichen and mycorrhiza. Anyone with the correct answer? 5. Okay, so 5, the correct answer is mycorrhiza. Okay, so it is one of the functional association between fungi and the roots of higher plants that contributes to the growth of the respective plants. So therefore, mycorrhiza is an important criteria over here. Now, sorry, this one. Okay. If you walk through countryside, you are likely to see some birds stalking alongside the cattle to seize the insects disturbed by their movements through grasses. So, which of the following is or are such birds? So, what I've been asked that if you move to countryside, that means the village side, rural side, you are likely to see some birds stalking alongside the cattle to seize the insects disturbed by their movements, that is through grasses. So, which of the following is or are such birds? Painted stork, common myna, black-necked crane. Okay, so what are the options that are suitable with respective to such birds? Anyone with the correct answer? D. Okay, so here we could see that only this important bird is crucial when we see it along the countryside. Okay, so therefore common myna is the one with the correct option. Okay, next. So we'll start with this topic. Okay, biodiversity. Consider this following statements. So biodiversity is normally greater in the lower latitude as compared to the higher altitudes. Along the mountain gradients, biodiversity is normally greater in the lower altitudes as compared to the higher altitudes. So which of the above statements are correct? So it is with respective to biodiversity. Okay. So anyone with the correct options over here? Biodiversity is normally greater in lower altitude as compared to higher latitudes. Along the mountain gradients, biodiversity is normally greater in the lower latitude as compared to the higher latitudes. So anyone with the correct options of question number 1? Okay, good. So it is both 1 and 2, that is both the options over here with respective to biodiversity is correct. Okay, coming to the next one. So you can see the overall classification of biodiversity is over here with respective to species. Okay, coming to the next question. Biodiversity forms the basis for human existence in the following ways: soil formation, preventing of soil erosion, recycling of waste, pollination of crops. So which of the options given below are correct? So biodiversity forms the basis for human existence in the following ways: So here the options are laid down. So do attempt these answers. C, okay. Okay, so probably you are telling about 1C, okay. Question number 2, all the options, okay. Okay, so here the correct option is all the options are correct. Okay, that is biodiversity forms the basis for human existence in respective to soil formation, prevention of soil erosion also, recycling of waste also, and lastly pollination of crops also. Okay, next. So we have got this brief explanation over here. Next, the Himalayan range is very rich in species diversity. Which one among the following is the most appropriate region for this phenomena? It has a high rainfall that supports luxuriant vegetative growth. It is a confluence of different biogeographical zones. Exotic and invasive species have not been introduced in this region. It has less human interference. Anyone with the correct answer over here? Question number 3. C. Okay. B. Okay. Okay. So here the correct option is B. That is, it is a confluence of different biogeographical zones. Okay. Next. Question number 4. Three of the following criteria have contributed to the recognition of Western Ghats, Sri Lanka, and Indo Burma regions as hotspots of biodiversity. So, what are these options? Okay, what are these options? First option, species richness, vegetation density, endemism, ethnobotanical importance, threat perceptions, adaptation of flora and fauna to warm and humid conditions. So, amongst all, what you could see the correct option. So, you have got this four option 1, 2, and 6, 2, 4, and 6, 1, 3, and 5, and 3, 4, and 6. Anyone with the correct option over here? C, okay. 1, 3, and 5. Any other comments? A, okay. B, okay. Okay, C, fine. So, okay, here the correct option is C. That is 1, 3, and 5. That is species richness. Okay, so species richness, endemism, and threat perception. These three are an important criteria which have contributed to the recognition of Western Ghats, Sri Lanka, and Indo-Burma regions as the hotspot of biodiversity. Okay, good. Coming to the next question. Question number 5. Which one of the following can be threats to the biodiversity of a geographical area? Okay, यहाँ पे threats पूछा गया है कि which can be the following threat of going for a biodiversity of a geographical area. So we have got this options: global warming, fragmentation of habitat, invasion of alien species, promotion of vegetarianism. Select the correct answers using the code given below: 1, 2, and 3, 2 and 3, 1 and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so here the correct options give us anyone of the correct options, which is a threat to the biodiversity. A, B, C, and D. Okay, A. Okay, okay, good. It's A. That is 1, 2, and 3. Global warming, fragmentation of habitat, and invasion of alien species are basically a threat to the biodiversity. Okay, next. So, this is basically the loss of biodiversity. You could see habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation of resources, introduction of invasive species, coexistence, coextinctions, and climate change. Next, coming to question number 6. The term sixth mass extinction or sixth extinction is often mentioned in the news in the context of discussion of which of the following options. So here you have got this four options. Widespread monoculture practices in agriculture and large-scale commercial farming with indiscriminate use of chemicals in many parts of the world that may result in the loss of good native ecosystem. Fear of possible collision of a meteorite with the Earth in the near future, in the manner it happened 65 million years ago, that caused the mass extinction of many species, including those of dinosaurs. Large scale cultivation of genetically modified crops in many parts of the world and promoting their cultivation in other parts of the world, which may cause the disappearance of good native croplands. Mankind's overexploitations, misuse of natural resources, fragmentation or loss of natural habitats, destruction of ecosystem, pollution, and global climate change. So, anyone with the correct option saying about the sixth marks extinction over here. So, 6D is the correct option. So, yes, it's basically saying about the mankind's overexploitation, misuse of natural resources, fragmentation or loss of natural habitats, destruction of ecosystem, pollution, and global climate change. Okay, next. So, we have seen this geological time scale over here. Okay, so it has been shut down, which is a plant called Prosopis zulifera, often mentioned in news. So it tends to reduce the biodiversity in the area in which it grows. Okay, so it's basically a type of invasive species. Because once an invasive species come into prominence, we could see loss of biodiversity, mainly native endemic species, habitat degradation, reduce ecological productivity, and reduce crop yields due to introduction of pests and pathogens. Okay, so therefore these are a type of invasive species. Okay, coming up with this part, biodiversity part 2. Okay, the red data book published by the IUCN and contains list of which of the following: endemic plants and animals reach present in biodiversity hotspots, threatened plants and animal species, protected sites for conservation of nature and natural resources. So select the answers below saying about this IUCN. Anyone with the correct option of question number 1? D, B, okay. Any more answers? Okay, so here the correct answer is B, that is only due to threatened plants and animal species. Okay, next question number 2. If in India, if a species of tortoise is declared protected under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, what does it imply? It enjoys the same level of protection as the tiger. It no longer exists in the wild. Few individuals are under captive protection, and now it is impossible to prevent its extinction. C. It is endemic to a particular region of India, and both B and C are the correct in this context. So here, obviously, all the other options are totally falsifying. So here, it's same with going with the question number A. Sorry, option number A. That is, it enjoys the same level of protection as the tiger. So therefore, schedule 1 may, even there is tigers, even there are crocodiles, okay, even we could see about the macaques, all these respective species which are having critically endangered or something which are basically under endangered category also, they are classified amongst the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Okay, next. So you can see about the IUCN categories. Okay, so these are the categories coming in from the bottom to top. So extinct in the wild is the top things that are, they are very much threatened species which Threatened species basically come under critically endangered, endangered, and vulnerable. Upon that, they will go extinct in a while, and lastly, they will go totally extinct. Okay, so this is the classification of this. Next, just a second. Okay, the question is on the screen. Consider the following statements. Most of the world's coral reefs are in tropical waters. More than one third of the world's coral reefs are located in territories of Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. Coral reefs host far more number of animal phyla than those hosted by tropical rainforest. So, which of the above statements are correct with respective to the statements given above? Anyone with the correct answer? Most of the world's coral reefs. So, it basically says about the coral reefs, its habitats, and its respective association with tropical rainforest. Anyone with the correct answer to question number 3? Okay, fine. So here the correct answer is, or option is D, where all the statements given above are extremely correct. Okay, so you could study it later. Okay, now coming to this, which of the following have coral reefs? Andaman and Nicobar, Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, Sundarbans. So amongst the correct options, you could see, select the correct answer using the code given below, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Then we have got 2 and 4, 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is, all the options are correct. Okay. 1, 2, 3 भी था. Okay. So here we have got areas like Andaman and Nicobar, Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, and lastly Sundarbans. Okay. So we could see Andaman Nicobar. Okay. So it's basically over here, Andaman Nicobar. Then we have see Gulf of Mannar over here. Then we can see the Sundarbans over here, and we can see Gulf of Kutch over here. Okay. So which areas you could see that here we could find the coral reefs? Anyone with the correct option to question number 4? A. Okay. Fine. The answer is A. That is, in the region of Andaman and Nicobar only, we could find coral reefs. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay, so you can see the locations of coral reefs all over the world. Okay, so this is the main area where you can find the coral reefs. Okay, that is basically in the region of Indo-Pacific. Okay, so it's the region of Pacific where you can find a good number of reefs, which is basically concentrated with respective to corals. Okay, so you can see in India, coral reefs are found in this Andaman Nicobar Island. Some proportions are found not in very good quality. Okay, but majorly you could find in Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep Islands are basically coral islands only. Okay, the next question. So you have got all the respective animals and its features. Okay, and its respective IUCN status, conservation status. So everything has been clearly defined in the PDF. Okay, so you could see this later on, okay, when you get this PDF. Okay, so every animal has been clearly discussed over here. Okay, so let's see with this. With reference to dugong, a mammal found in India, which of the following statements is or are correct? So it is an herbivorous marine animal. It's found along the entire coast of India. It is given legal protection in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So here we could see the correct option being C, that is 1 and 3. That is, here it is an herbivorous marine animal and it has been given recognition under the Schedule 1, just like the tiger. Okay, so obviously it is not found along the entire coast of India. Okay, so you have to be specific with this. So the marine animal called dugong, which is vulnerable to extinction, is what? Obviously, you could see it's a mammal. Okay, which one of the following is the national aquatic animal of India? Easy question. Everyone attempt. 7. Question number 7. National aquatic animal of India. Question number 7. Okay. Good. Okay. So it's Gangetive dolphin. Okay. Which is basically the national aquatic animal of India. Okay. Next. Other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for the decline in the population of Ganges river dolphin? Construction of dam and barrages, okay, increase in the population of crocodiles in rivers, getting tapped in fishing nets accidentally, use of synthetic fertilizers and other agricultural chemicals in crop fields in the vicinity of rivers. Any one of the following options are correct. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 3 and 4, and all the options are correct. Anyone with the correct answer can please comment. Question number 8. Question number 8. Other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for the decline of the population of Gangetic River dolphins? Okay, C, C, okay, D, okay, fine. So its correct option is C, that is 1, 3, and 4. Okay, so obviously this cannot be a cause. Okay, next. So we'll take this answer, this question to be today's last question. So other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for the decline in the population? So already it has been done. Okay, sorry. So in which of the following states is lion-tailed macaque, which is a type of monkey, is found in its natural habitat? Okay, so you have these options given here: Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. Lion-tailed macaque. Question number 10. Correct option give us. Okay, D, D. Okay, 10A. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Not in Andhra. Okay. Yes, it's good. That is, we could see lion-tailed macaque in this region of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, as well as Karnataka. Okay, so one more question I will take it. A sandy and saline area is the natural habitat of Indian animal species. A sandy and saline area is the natural habitat of an Indian animal species, and the animal has no predators in that area, but its existence is threatened due to the destruction of its habitat. So, which one of the following could be that animal? So you have this all four options: Indian wild buffalo, wild ass, wild boar, and gazelle. So anyone with the correct options over here? So here it has been said about sandy and saline area. Okay, so question number 11: sandy and saline area, wild buffalo, wild ass, wild boar, and Indian gazelle. 11B. Okay, good. So Indian wild ass is particularly is threatened in these respective areas. Okay, so we'll take one more. In which of the following regions of India you are mostly like to come across the great Indian hornbill in its natural habitats? Sand deserts of northwestern India, higher Himalayas of Jammu and Kashmir, salt marshes of Western Ghats, and lastly Western Ghats. Anyone of the correct options? 12. Great Indian bastard, sorry, hornbill in its natural habitat. D. Okay, Western Ghats. Any other comments? Okay, good. So here we could see that this great Indian hornbill is basically located in a region like Western Ghats, which is its natural habitat. Okay, so this great Indian hornbill has a is basically under the critically endangered category. Okay, because of its mass extinction. So therefore, this species is very much of threat. This species is very much of threatened because its habitats is getting lost. Okay, and therefore we could see that we are preserving it under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Conservation Act of 1972. Okay, so this is all with respective to today. Okay, so we'll come up with some of the latest current affairs also we have to discuss about some of the static topics. Okay, so before going on to such things, we need to clarify some of the important past 25 years question paper, so which we are bringing. Okay, so therefore from Monday we'll be starting with the history part also. Okay, so today, since we have been doing polity for some 3 to 4 days, so today on the day 5 we took this environment section. So we'll continue with the environment section also. Okay, going with a mixed proportion. And also from Monday we'll try to cover some of the parts of ancient history as well as medieval history. So that's all for today's from my side. Thank you all, and thank you all for the participation. Goodbye.